So that's our breakfast. I'm having cinnamon toast with tahini. It's the Carbonaut. So there's the information on the Carbonaut bread. So you can see that one slice has 1 gram of one net carb. There. And there's not 2 tablespoons on here, but if there's way less than that, but if there were, then that'd only be 1 net gram of carb for the tahini. And the cinnamon, well, that has nothing. That's just cinnamon, regular old cinnamon. And in my drink is flax, so there's 1 gram net carb for 2 tablespoons of ground flax in there. And there's also ground hemp, which has no net carb, and this stuff, which it doesn't say. If you look on here, you're like, well, how in the... Well, I looked it up. So it was something like 2.8 grams net carb for a serving of that. James is having this, which is pretty fancy. And you'll see that 3 pieces, not as many net carbs as one would imagine. The waffle itself, this is per 2/3 of a cup, which that's what that is, 1 waffle. And quite a bit of protein, but quite a lot of net carbs there too, you can see. So, the blackberry smoothie, not much. And this is what he's going to talk about, it looks like.
Marina Lee, Leonard Cohen, The Flame.
I didn't expect that.
The Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin.
I expected James was going to talk about JFK, because he has...
Well, Marina and Lee's about that. That's Lee Harvey Oswald.
Okay.
And Marina, can't remember what her maiden name was, but Marina Oswald.
See, okay, because that's what he's been reading about lately. He's been talking about
with other things, like the Leonard Cohen thing. Got hold of that at the...
You're going for the chocolate first. That's
well,
funny.
I just want to get it out of the way.
Well, you can put them on my plate if you want to, or on this thing.
I'm going for them first for me. Or at least one of them. But, you know, the Leonard Cohen thing I read in one sitting. You know what portion was that?
James thinks I should wear a lighter brown color of shirt with this, but this is a very nice soft shirt and very nice soft. I really like soft fabrics to wear. And crushed velvet's so soft, and it has like fuzzy in the inside, very nice. So this is a lovely soft outfit. And I got this from, I was mowing James's lawn today, and so I went into the garage to get the mower, and I was like, oh, my old clothes, I should look through some of this stuff. So my old clothes that I now fit again, yay. So I'll move this a little bit closer, and we're going to have the book brunch this morning because the weather is nice this morning, but I don't know how it'll be later on in the day. We might get some rain or something.
Windy or rainy or whatever.
So, yeah, there was somebody that was, I read her blog post recently. I like how she writes, and she was writing about cholesterol and stuff like that, and well, this is a fat thing, but this is really high in omega-3 fatty acids, and this is a typical breakfast for me lately because I've been keto, and even though there's a lot of omega-6 in tahini and sesame seeds, well, the flax makes up for it, and the hemp does too. So it's a good meal. I forgot to mention your blackberry smoothie has spirulina in it.
Yeah. So it's a different kind of color.
Yeah, so it's a little bit blacker than usual. How's your waffle?
It's awesome with the mango. I'm going back and forth. Mango waffle.
Yeah, we have a lot of mandarin oranges to go through. So that's why he has a lot of mandarins on the plate too.
I won't be eating those. Oranges are a little hard for me to eat. And I might end up choking on them a little bit, and then it'll look as though I'm not enjoying them. Kind of hard for me to swallow.
So, it's all you.
Okay. So you didn't want to talk about the David Lynch thing?
Nope, not yet. It's book brunch.
I finished this the other day. Quite a fairly slim volume. Small format too. A little over 200 pages. Easy read. Took me quite a while because his life was, I wouldn't call it boring, but there are more exciting things to read about. I mean, he led a sensible life. He's the one who's given credit for discovering the connection between lightning and electricity. There's a hilarious passage here where there are some hilarious passages in here. He was invited over to France. He was over in France and he gave a presentation or something like that on his experiments with electricity and lightning. And all the learned heads were laughing their heads off at him. And I wish he'd recorded the names of some of their leading lights. Because all these idiots seem to get off scot-free. You know, they, of course, are consigned to oblivion, some of them, but and it's happening nowadays, right? There are people who are, what was it? We're watching, someone was talking, well, about Buddhism and a quantum physicist. And I guess I'm going to touch on the David Lynch, hope you don't mind. Just, and listen, wow, this quantum physicist. I said, quackdom physicist. Eventually, this quantum physics is just going to be seen as being ridiculous. Now, certain people who are associated with it, people who are doing experiments with actual nuclei and atoms, they got a lot of stuff done. But the theorists would be holding them back. There was maybe only one guy who was noted for being both a theorist and an experimenter and stuff like that. It was Enrico Fermi, an Italian by origin. He ended up in Chicago, and that's where he did most of his important work. And the sad thing is, and I want something written by him. Very old thing. The front cover fell off pretty well as I was taking it home, but in the used bookstore. But eventually, his theoretical work will be seen as quackdom. It's just there's no two ways about it. Don't want to get into too far, but it's amazing how you got this Benjamin Franklin, who was one of the, what do they call them, founding fathers of the United States, and how prudent he was, you know, like compared with latter-day capitalists, and he was a capitalist. You know, he got involved in printing and all this sort of stuff. How careful he is about his life, you know, like Donald Trump just was nothing by comparison with this. Donald Trump's an idiot. You know, Benjamin Franklin talks about saving, talks about spending your money carefully, all this sort of stuff, you know. So all you guys that are going around claiming Donald Trump's a hugely successful capitalist, he's not a capitalist at all. He's part of a medieval system, the system that evolved or devolved under the commies, and then it became even worse in some ways under Putin. So Putin has his little, you know, it's basically the mafia. The mafia, folks, is a holdover from the Middle Ages, from medieval times. Of course, be skeptical about it. Don't be cynical. Do a little bit of reading, and that's maybe including this. I don't know. like I say, it won't necessarily be a short read. It took me a long time to get through it. I've been waiting to review it for quite a while. I finished it, no, 8th of May. I've been reading it for months. On and off, more off than on. But this one, wham! Read it one day, less than 24 hours. I was kind of excited about getting hold of it. I think it was the day after my birthday I finished it up. No, a little after. 11th May, 2026. And there's a fair amount in here, you know, for a poetry collection or something like that. It has some song lyrics in there. It's got some selections from notebooks. This is his last volume of published stuff, and it wasn't published during his lifetime. Published 2018, a couple years after Leonard Cohen died, and stuff like that. So it says poems and selections from notebooks, and some of the selections from notebooks have some of his artwork, and including, I don't know why, self-portraits. Does that look like Leonard Cohen?
Kind of does.
Kind of.
I like it.
Well, he scribbles the things. Look at this.
He doesn't like it.
Not a big fan. Does that look like, you see, failed portrait?
It does a bit.
A bit, but he actually
kind of
put
looks
their
a bit
failed
more like
portrait.
a monkey or something.
A bit like a monkey, a hugely depressed monkey.
Or
That
sad
doesn't
monkey,
look like
yeah.
him. He looks Italian here. He
Yeah,
looks
that
like
does look
Berlusconi or something like that there.
Yeah.
Hope you don't mind me going through these pictures because okay, here he looks a bit like Leonard Cohen with his slick back hair and stuff like that. This, he looks like John Lennon if he'd survived into old age.
I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't look like Leonard Cohen. Here he looks fairly much like Leonard Cohen. Yeah. But you see what he's capable of? That ain't half bad.
Very nice, yes.
Yeah. So I think he's the kind of guy who really didn't think much. I mean, looks horrendous. He looks like Elton John wearing a commie cap or something like that. Here, what does that look like? Maybe Phil Spector on Downers. Here he looks like The Thing on a bad day, you know, like just woken up in the morning and looks, yeah. Here, well, you can see he kind of knows how to draw women. And then she's kind of hiding Lenny's face. This kind of looks like Leonard Cohen. A little bit like him. Yeah. This isn't the greatest drawing, but it kind of looks like a woman. Here he's looking kind of like a Nazi, you know, like someone who's been hiding out in Argentina or the wastes of Paraguay, the jungles of Paraguay. This, I don't know, it looks like Khrushchev's exhumed corpse. Yeah, this looks like something that Joni Mitchell might have done at a very, very bad moment. Now, Joni Mitchell did worse stuff than him eventually. Joni Mitchell had training north of here, a place called, what is it, Calgary? Something like Arts and Design, something or other up in Calgary, and back in the day. And she actually learned to do some fantabulous artwork, but she gave that up for doing this kind of scribbling. Like, I'm drawing here just from total memory and feel, and the lines just don't add up, you know. Horrible stuff, just a bad idea. She's the kind of person like, what was it? David Crosby produced her first record. Gave himself credit for producing her first record. Said about Joni Mitchell, she has the ego of Mussolini, and that's Benito Mussolini. Oh, I mean, look at this. I mean, he looks like some lovesick rabbi or something like that, no? Very much like Leonard Cohen. Here he looks like Lou Reed on psychedelics or something like that. Yeah. Here's looks like a Madonna, maybe stained glass. It actually looks reasonably good. Kind of looks like a kid's drawing of Leonard Cohen. He generally draws himself looking very depressed, you know. And Lenny was not the greatest looking guy in the world, but I guess Leonard Cohen himself thought he was just really pretty homely. Looking at some of the here, this is maybe the closest rendering of Leonard Cohen to himself. A bit of a cartoon kind of like effect, but here he is with an attempted beard. You know, like I think one was it Loudon Wainwright, dad of Rufus Wainwright, had a song he called "Attempted Mustache." And yeah, see, like he actually knew how to draw him. I think that's Lenny. He did that. He didn't know how to draw himself. I think he just had a really bad image of himself. I mean, this looks like an Italian soccer coach who's really mad at losing.
That one's really bad.
Really bad, you know. The nose is way too small. Then he had a pretty prodigious nose. Him and Leonard Nimoy. Sometimes it's hard to tell those two Leonards apart.
Well, how'd you find the poetry?
That's pretty good. I'm just showing you some of the artwork. Well, this one he should have sent back to the drawing board. It's pretty bad. Looks like some of Joni Mitchell's worst stuff. And she did some really bad stuff, folks. Really bad. I don't even know what he looks like.
Everyone does some really bad stuff.
He looks like a sick history prof of Quebecois persuasion there. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Everyone does some really bad stuff.
Yeah, but
like
this bad?
I remember.
I can't recall you doing anything this bad.
Well, I remember my friend Bob. I had a friend who lived just a half a block away.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
He was an awesome artist,
Yep.
and I haven't seen him in a long time because I don't even know if he's alive anymore. But anyway, he ended up, he got older and he started losing. So he wouldn't, even if he saw me, he wouldn't know me.
Probably.
If he was still alive. Anyway, but we'd visit him pretty much every week. He'd come over on Saturday, I think, usually it was. But anyway, I'd show him my artwork and he'd give a little critique and give me a few tips and this and that. And one thing he said, like I was working on my artwork and I'd done a lot of canvases and I'd been doing acrylics because he did acrylics and I wanted feedback from him, right? Yeah. So I don't actually like working with acrylics, but I was doing acrylics for a while just to get as much as I could from him while he was in my life. And anyway, so one day I was showing him my canvases and he seemed really impressed with them and everything, as much as, you know, he realized I was nothing like him or anything like that. But he liked the fact that I was trying and all that stuff. And then he said, now you can paint over them all. And I was crushed. I thought, what, all of them? None of them are worth keeping. But that was his attitude, is you just keep doing the work and you keep improving and you forget about what you've already done. You just go on to the next stuff, right? So you may as well just paint over the whole stuff again.
Did I ever tell you to do that?
No.
No. I do believe in going back.
I do. Yeah, I like to look at stuff that I did before and go, wow, I've made some progress. Because if you paint over everything and just keep working that way, and all you have is the most recent stuff, you really can't see the progress anyway. So
it's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
So I've quoted this before, and I'll quote it again. Keep a poem 10 years. That was, I believe, Horace, the Roman poet. Keep a poem 10 years. Keep a painting 10 years. At least if, you know, with acrylic you don't have much choice. But with oil you can work it over. Or rework it.
Well, with
Or
acrylic
oil.
you can too. I mean, you can put oil on top of it. You actually have
Okay. There you go,
more
folks.
freedom that way.
But don't
And then
visit
it'll
crap.
look better because acrylic isn't as nice.
Don't visit crap on people, please. Anyway, Leonard Cohen. Most of this isn't crap. No, it's not all poetry. Some of it is prose. Much and much of it is poetry. Now, Pauline's gone way past them in terms of technique,
Oh, really?
of course. Let's just find something in here. I like this. Kanye West is not Picasso. I am Picasso. So what I put is Kanye West is not Picasso. Neither is Picasso. That's more profound. Kanye West is not Edison. Neither is Edison. That's my. See, I am Edison. I am Tesla. Jay-Z is not the Dylan of anything. That's true. I am the Dylan of anything. I am the Kanye West of Kanye West. Kanye West with great bogus shift of we'll say spit culture from one boutique to another. I am Tesla. I am his coil. There's a Tesla coil. The coil that made electricity soft as a bed. I am the Kanye West. Kanye West thinks he is. When he shoves your rear end, he has something, a 3-letter word for it, off the stage. I am the real Kanye West. I don't get around much anymore and never have. Only come alive after a war, and we haven't had it yet. I mean, that's a great last line.
That's
only
awesome.
come alive after a war.
I love that.
I know, but it's not poetry. Right? It's not set up. It's so-called free verse. It's just prose.
Yeah, but you do have the repetition of
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
But that's a prose technique. Right?
Yes.
It's a rhetorical technique. Whenever I hear the edgeless sound in the deep night, I think this was his guru or something, Roshi's poem. This guy was kind of a practicing Buddhist, at least by time. Whenever I hear the edgeless sound in the deep night, O Mother, I find you again. Whenever I stand beneath the light of the seamless sky, O Father, I bow my head. The sun goes down, our shadows dissolve. The pine trees darken. Oh, darling, we must go home. So that's a translation. I guess it's written by a guy called Roshi. I wouldn't be surprised if that was what is that form? Not a haiku, but
Tonka?
yeah, Tonka original. But I don't think it's not really poetry in English. Let's see if I can find some actual poetry. Okay, here we go. They took me to the Holy... This is August 1985. They took me to the Holy Land and up to the Wall of Sorrow. So that would be the
Wailing Wall.
Wailing Wall. I said, these stones are made of sand and they won't be here tomorrow. They took me to Mount Everest. They pointed me to the summit. I said, I am impressed. But it's just another limit. You notice.
Summit and limit, yeah.
So he broke the pattern, right? Because he had perfect rhyme in the third and fifth, second and fourth lines, but here in the sixth and eighth lines, he's just gone with a slant rhyme and off rhyme, which is okay. Impressed, Everest, that's pretty good, right? So he broke the pattern, and the big trouble is, it's where you expect something triumphant at the end. See
And
what I'm saying?
Holy Land is not the accented there, but sand is.
Yeah, I know, but see, he does the same thing here. Everest is accent on the first syllable, right? Holy Land.
Yeah, you're right.
Took me to the Holy Land. The Holy Land. Well, people say it in different ways. I say Holy Land, but Holy
okay.
Land. But because I guess I think there's lots of them.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
maybe you're right. I don't know.
Well, no. It's a question of, I think some people say Holy Land, and that's okay.
What I would say.
Okay, so how about you read this?
I saw you on the dance floor showing everybody how you'd gone beyond your sorrow. No one could hurt you now.
Okay, so
No one can hurt you now. It's either no one can hurt you now, shouldn't be there. You've gone beyond your sorrow. Showing you that no one could hurt you anymore.
Sometimes people use
know.
now, like in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
So
like
it's
it.
no one can hurt you now, or could hurt you now. Yeah, can hurt you now. So it's kind of maybe a bit clumsy, but it is profound because we've seen people doing this. They've been dumped, and then they're going out partying hardy. And so
Especially if the boyfriend's there and they're
Of course,
saying,
that's
"Look,
the
I
whole
have
thing,
guys
right?
blocking all over this body." Yeah.
Okay, so so I didn't let you get away with this kind of stuff, right?
No, you didn't.
Took me to the Holy Land and up the wall of sorrow. I said these stones are made of sand, and they won't be here tomorrow. See how he's throwing in extra syllables?
Yep.
Okay, you don't do that.
Well, you wouldn't let me get
I
away
wouldn't
with
let
that.
you do. I wouldn't let him get away. And they pointed me to the summit, right? He's
But
throwing in extra.
I do like how Yeats would write. He didn't really care about how many unaccented.
Well, yeah. So you'd call that accentual stuff.
Yeah, accentual.
Oftentimes
syllabic,
it
and I do
looks
like
that way because when you and I write "you have" or "you apostrophe ve," he would write out "you have," where you're supposed to count it as "you've." I can tell. You do that any number of times. I'm sure some people who aren't very sensitive to rhythm would go, see, it's accentual. Some of the stuff, there's no doubt, it's accentual. So, anyway, Pauline has better technique than Leonard Cohen had. But, now this guy I don't know if he ever wrote nature poetry. It's about human relations, all this sort of stuff. Or it's about politics. And, hallelujah is that way, right? So there's a lot of it. It's almost like cheap stuff. Like, what is it? I'm a lazy, illegitimate child lounging in a suit or something like that. Like it's him kind of making fun of himself, and younger people go, ho, 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 ho. It's about the easiest thing you can do to get laughs is when you get older, make fun of yourself. To the young, let me say, I am not sage or rebbe, which I presume is something like rabbi, roshi, guru. I am bad example to experienced persons who have characterized my life work as cheap, superficial, pretentious, insignificant. You do not know how right you are. He's a snappy kind of guy. He's got a way with words. He's as far as I'm concerned, in the English language, I don't know of any better in my lifetime. This guy is better than Bob Dylan. He's more consistent. Writing poetry, which is now the thing.